can let everybody know we're live on YouTube, Ivy and Alex. All right. Yeah, let me pull that up real quick. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and get this done. Take a look at the ETFs. It's 3 o'clock. We're on time. All right, so we're going to start with IWM. And as far as the 24-hour is concerned, we are still in play, right? And at most, a 251.80 retest is still potentially in the cards, but nothing showing me that quite yet. As far as the candle close is concerned, though, we're still underneath where sellers are in control of that price. Today, we bounced off of a previous open right around that 249.50. And if we move down to the 4-hour, right, this is where basically that, right, it's acted as a floor, acted as resistance, and now serving as our floor at the moment. And with empty space back up above us, I have to obviously look at the potential for that empty space up to 252.27, because ultimately that is where we would naturally look at the upside. But with that being said, this candle, this build that we have down at the bottom doesn't say anything more than a retest. If we climb past that, obviously this is where I look to scram. But yes, as of right now, we're reacting to that price mark exactly as we should, right? And yes, retests are likely to occur. That's again where we move down here. Look at the first green candle to our left. That's 250.25. There's a range right here from this morning's pre-market. That range is 50% mark is the floor. So we know where this goes long, 250.60 on IWM. All right, I'm on YouTube. Now, as far as data, again, we don't really have much, but I do want to talk about SPY. So last night, if you review the previous day where we talked about what I have been anticipating, and just simply boiling this down to how many days did we run and what should we expect going into that, right? I actually said this Friday and Sunday. And verbatim, that is what we have done, right? We pulled back, we retested the 687 level. We did move down a little bit further into the 686 and then pulled ourselves back up. So looking at the candle close right now, it is obvious to me that we're looking back up towards this structure at 689 slash 680, basically 690. Now, if you move into the 30-minute, right, you'll see how that opportunity presents itself and where we need to get through in order to get there. So going into tomorrow, right, with a decent stop loss, I think underneath you around 687.92, this looks good to that 689. But if you mark that out on the 24-hour time frame, it's just right in here. And what does that potentially say? Another inside bar. So make a choice. Are you somebody who trades in range? No? Okay. That's more difficult. It's always going to be more difficult. You can't. Listen, when you move into empty space, we expect for fast, quick, right? Speedy Gonzalez-esque price action. But when you're in range, there's no guarantee that you're going to fill that empty space immediately. You might build all morning and then break. And that is how price moves within range, which is why I reduce risk. When I know range is incoming or we open inside of a previous day's range, the risk is lower, or the risk is I just lowered by just not participating. So that being said, tomorrow I think SPY has a decent potential to stay inside of this pocket. Any sort of downside would be solved or reacted to by utilizing this morning's base. This box right here, that floor right there, 680 or 687 flat. And then we just have a floor to clear. So thank you for tapping the screen. What's up, y'all? Now, moving on. And I will say SPY has the exact same setup as IWM does. Kind of little channel here building. It's not as clean, but it is right here. So again, we'll watch how we close the end of the day. But we're still in range. All right, QQQ, which I would say you might have a better chance at trading this than you do anything else, right? It did gap down, it did hold what it needed to hold, bounced off of the open underneath you. So there might be actually be more speculative power in this one. However, right, we see where, oh, well, actually, I say however, but you got a candle close right here. We're closing flat up against that. If we can hold that, then tomorrow we'd be looking for a pop over the top and a gap fill. The wicks right in front of you at 622.89 being, and that's again more of a day trade setup than anything. And usually when we take, again, if you're trying not to lose money, we take punchbacks, we take candle closes outside of structure. So if that doesn't apply to you, then again, you're speculating. And a lot of you can't afford to do that. So underneath us, right, that previous box that we punched through this morning, right, pop up, hit the high, move down, you established a larger range, not a box. And so it's that previous high that's keeping us from moving up into that wick. And obviously, with that being the third time, you could look for the potential gap fill and move up into this range. So it's pretty simple, but it does take care. And there's not necessarily any guarantees. So joining for the first time, wanted to say hello. How's it going, man? Stock sim paper trading? I've never heard of that before. I have heard of paper trading, but already. So all three ETFs, right, going to are staying according to plan. Everything is again with the Qs that could be fun tomorrow, but again ETF sidelined price action by staying inside of this range. So all right, now if you have anything that you are taking a look at overnight, I'll go ahead and take a look at KSSS. I've told you guys multiple times that I was predicting a potential retest or even slash bounce, and now with us moving down, staying inside of that channel, KSSS is trying its hardest to stay in control, right? And we can see that. So this does have a setup to potentially punch back. If you're satisfied with the trade or you'd rather just re-enter, you can do that, but there is a high probability that we'll be moving up to 2117, and then the play up is over 2145. So there shouldn't be no whining and crying if you went short on this and it's going against you. Suck it up and get out, or suck it up and hold on and hedge, or suck it up and figure it out. But you have to make an executive decision. It's not a bad thing to be able to see this coming, and then when it happens, know exactly what you need to do. All right. Again, if you guys are on TikTok, YouTube is where it's at right now. I don't think it's FOMC meeting minutes, if I'm not mistaken. So, all right. Too much stooking up. What are you talking about? I charted a bunch of tickers. They all hit, but I choked on the entry because I got scared of the chop. Chop on what? ETFs or on individual equities? A lot of the times you'll chop on ETFs, and individual equities will do what they need to do. All right, let's take a look at Celsius. So far, Celsius is doing okay. This isn't necessarily how I want to see price action moving as we're moving up, but I'm not going to get out because of that. I just need to know where we go down. Where does Celsius fall? And it's not really a mystery to me. Obviously, we have the 45.91 retest. We're building a box, building structure. And so our hope is if we're going to pull back, we're going to do it quickly, right? Even gap down would be preferable. Move in and keep moving forward. So this is typical though, right? Even if it just stays sideways, we're still okay. All right. Oh no. Let's see. Yeah. Tesla. I mean, this is kind of exactly what we talked about as well. I think the only yeah, so this is your damn. If this is exactly what we looked at, and now that it's here, right, you are technically speaking, underneath where you need to be. So reversal is on the 4 hour is 468.95, 2 hour time frame. I think you could move that down. Actually, let's go to the hourly. Interesting build right there. So I'm gonna keep diving. I'm gonna go to the 30 minutes. The floor is there. It looks like you've almost created a small range from this morning. And so there's really nothing other than the open holding you back up. And there's a gap down below at 656. So I would say at the moment, right, I kind of see Tesla moving back up into this pocket. Now, how you react to that ceiling or that 467.70, that dictates, because I see it going back up to retest the 466s and 467s. If you can reject that level, then and take another stab, a third stab at that floor, then the second target underneath you, I think you would be looking at the 456.37 area. There is a great play to the upside if you punch over 469.50, because that's where you could look for the gap fill. There's lots of empty space up there, but thank you guys for tapping the screen. All right, PLTR. Whew, cliff diving, kind of. I mean, this is a really mega important level that you needed to hold yourself up above, and you are not. Now, you haven't triggered a continuation to the downside as you are holding the 50% mark of what we're just gonna. It does have the box qualities, but what's interesting about this setup is it was a box, and then it punched through its own box, and then it dumped through the box that it created. I mean, it literally. I mean, this is about as whippy as the price action gets. So I'm going to look at the root, right? You're at the 50% mark. So looking at how you're reacting and what you've left behind, there's still more empty space and a trigger down to 182. That obviously with a candle close below 184.50. If you are short, right, you're good. You're still good. I mean, and yes, below that candle close below 184.68 is where you would be looking for the floor, right, of 180, and I mean technically a little bit of that 178. But if you're looking long, the answer is right in front of you. It's 187.26. That's where you're looking up. Silver down. I'm not, listen, I'd fucking take silver up before I take it down. Straight up. In fact, what is this? Everybody, what is this? Come on, this isn't easy, but big move up, big move down. What do we look for when we see a big move up and a big move down? What is typically being established or possibly being established? What happens when you move 3 or 4 days in a row? Trend, right? Trend, and trend can be a part of structure. You can build boxes within that trend. You could already kind of see that. So my first instinct here is to do this, right? And there's going to be context clues. Do you see them? Do you see the context clues when I smash that down? There are things that show me that I'm on the right track. So I'm going to pull that up, right? But the main thing that I see when I look at silver, I see a box with 2 bounces out the bottom. I see a top right here at 65.89. I'd be looking at a potential retest back up to 67 before you go short. I mean, and yeah. I think the only thing that would change that opinion, right, is if this candle got sucked back down under 65.71 in the next 45 minutes. Is this the new J Diamond camera angle? No, remember J Diamond does it like this. Straight in front. Oh yeah, we're best friends. We're bestest friends. Nah, that didn't happen. All right, yeah, so that's silver. I mean, right now it looks like it could go and retest back up. Oops, what the who? Where's my turn? Damn, how's the motherfucker in here? All right. Let's see here. QBTS. Damn. Little squeezy. Fill up your price at fill up your empty space. Oh shit. Okay, so this thing probably is about to come to a halt here very shortly. I don't think it necessarily means you're dead stopping, but you're definitely gonna pause here at 27. Or excuse me, 27.15. If you're looking for continuation, I would focus on the most recent price action here. It's up and over that, right? 1 hour floor. So how you react to this is going to dictate 27.37 whether you can fill that empty space. But yeah, I see a move back up to at minimum, and you got a nice uptrend here as well. So yeah, I mean this looks good to 28.67. Listen, Neo is just climbing. I actually grabbed a little bit of that today, cheap. Now again, this is something where even when you go to the lower time frames, not much is really like it's almost here on like the weekly, right? That we're looking at this wick, and I said this on Sunday. Basically, it was going to be over 535, and I still stand by that. If that can happen, then we have a 562, and then I mean, theoretically, we're I don't even want to give it that because it just is so messy. I guess yeah, with 636, if we can, if China cooperates. Confirm signals available. Oh, they're not. If you're that good, then you wouldn't be in my live. No, I would not. I mean, it's there. It's right at that floor. I mean, yeah, just a better grab. But yeah, I mean, it looks great. I mean, it already pulled back. It didn't even retest. It retested 525 and then stopped. All right, let's keep moving here. Neo Baba. I just got a alert. Where did that come from? Oh, that wasn't on that. All right. Listen, I can't. I try not to ever approach Baba like I know what's gonna happen because I don't. It's at the floor. If you decide if that's something you want to participate in, and you're just taking a floor bounce, looking for this gap to fill and try to get it up to 155, be my guest. But I have nothing else to say other than I would prefer to take a bounce somewhere off of 145. Yeah, man, I mean, there's a couple runners that are just worthless now, but yeah. I did hold on to the hedges that I held on to on Friday. Yeah, that one just didn't work out, man. Yeah, it's Baba. Put it in a blender. All right, let's see here. What else do we got? Uh, quick elf to the upside. Man, it's building really really well, and I'm what? Oh, Celsius. Yeah, he was cooking that one up. Um, so I mean, here's some positives, right? We dipped down two bounces here, and then right now we're building above basically where we built before, right before earnings. Now earnings is too far away for us to be able to capture, I think, all of that. But yes, if this thing breaks over 82.50, now I don't trade options on it, but 82.37, 82.50, we can look for a move up, and I have it marked out at 86.63. Um, without a catalyst. Now, if it can pull back, that price target changes, right? And that's where we would raise that up a little bit around 90. My thoughts on BE, Bloom Energy. Um, that's a rough chart. Bounce there. I say right now 98 10 looks like the retest area, but I mean you're barely hanging on by a thread. If you lose the 85.77 mark, I would expect a floor retest of 77. But right now over 92.65, that first 98.40 target would be there. Oh shit, he just dropped off the other half. Okay, cool. If we get done early, I'm gonna have to bounce out. I gotta go pick this shit up. All right. Did you get out? Yeah, we'll play Celsius. Yep. All right. So let's look at Celsius. Like I just said, as far as as far as we're concerned, why would we get out? Right? There's really no reason to get out. It's not, the most courageous candle that we've ever seen in our lives. The price action here is a little bit wilted, but it's building just like it has in the past, right? Whether we get a little retest down here at 45.90, that would be permissible. Um, but yeah, as of right now, man, we're just building in a box, holding what we need to hold. So underneath 46.34, draw your box underneath you and look for that potential retest there. So yeah, I'm on YouTube, by the way, so you don't have to just stare at my face. Bank of America. Well, that has a play to the upside if it stays in range, and I think that's probably what the big question here is. Does Bank of America stay above that because you're closing a flat candle right up against it? Don't do what? Yeah, I know, right? I fucking hate this stock too. Doesn't move normal. You know what? It looks like it's gonna. Yeah, you know what? I that could be an interesting little swing back up to 56. Yeah, 56 would be my target to the upside. You're looking for a break. Again, do what you do. I would be looking over 55.50 on that one. ABGO gap fill. If you're already in that one, I mean, sure. Yeah, I mean, you're bounced off of where you needed to bounce. Look at, I mean, obviously there's still a little bit more that you could retest if you lose that 346, but this is the third time right here. So it's pretty important that you go and fill that gap and then keep pushing forward with that target of 356. And if we could see a rebound on the Qs tomorrow, that would definitely help. Um, but yeah, I see what you see there. For this, I mean it could happen really quickly, dude. I mean if you I know that we're not just hoping and praying here, but like, if this does what it can do, I don't see any problem with that occurring, right? And I with the empty space up above you, and that can't. I mean, it actually kind of crazily lines up perfectly. But so I mean, like if you had this week's guess with one day missing, that could be an issue. But if you had next week's contracts, I think you'd be golden. You might be able to get away with it. You might be able to get away with it. I would see what tomorrow brings. Yeah, you got it. All right, what else do we got? Anything else? Bank of America. Yeah, you got it. 3 days left before we close the discount and discontinue lifetime. Yep, that's right, Ivy. If you're committed, unless you want signals, then not here. I just want everybody to know, especially if you're just watching me for, I haven't been tuning in for a long time. Go scroll for a while and look at all these dudes who are offering signals. And then I want you to go look at the mirror. Do you really think that they're smarter than you? Or do you think they were just brave enough to get up in front of a camera? There's a difference. Size them up. Nope. Rigotti looks good up. How did that do? Did it do it? Ooh. Okay, so you definitely went down, tap that low. Let's see, 24-hour. Yeah, that one definitely. I mean, again, I just stay away from shit that looks like that. But yeah, Rigotti over today's high up to 24 could be an interesting play. MU Carla, I just did that one. If you want to watch it on YouTube, you can go back. But I can't say that's a punchback. You know what I mean? When it comes to that, if you go to the hourly, it's just big up, big down. And MU definitely has the juice to just keep moving up. I mean, shit, it is actually. 4 hour looks good. 2 hour, I guess, yeah. So at this point, it's just where you set a stop loss. Earlier, I said 292.21. Now, obviously, it's 294.50. If you close there, then yeah, I would be assuming new highs again. Oops. Can I look at coin to the downside? Let me just say this. You are putting in a lot. Let's count together, okay? Now this could be to the buyer's to the seller's credit, right? Look, one bounce, one candle, drive, don't lose anything. Two candles, don't you drive, don't lose anything. Three, you finally do lose something, right? But you hit this wick and you reverse. Another red candle. Goes back up to that 255, another red candle. Gap down, another red candle. Right? So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 times, 8 days you have had ample. Look, 1, 2, 3. Close below the floor. You get this. That was a red candle. Look at that. Then it comes back up. So red candle below the floor, down, right? No red candle below the floor, no down, more uppy. So when I look at this, I say, man, you are fucking, you're right there. And yes, there is a metric ass ton of empty space underneath you and a solid target of 220, 330, and 211. But, big but, BBL, this is finding some sort of floor, right? It didn't fall like it, and usually when I look at reversals, I want to see more of this, which it does have that. So let's look at Bitcoin, right? It's being smart, 24-hour. Sellers are stepping up in one hell of a way right now. So perhaps sellers are putting themselves in a position on coin for that inevitable breakdown. right? So when I look back at coin, buyers, again, as many times as sellers have stepped down, buyers haven't stepped up either. And eventually one loses. Because you are green and you are holding the floor as we speak, I can't call it short. I can't, right? And I don't, if you're going to gap down, you're going to gap down because you've lost something, right? It sends a message overnight. So now that I look at the hourly, I see a pocket of empty space here, a gap there at 247. So you might want to put that short on pause until we get either A, reject 236.50, come back down, hit the floor. But let's look at the 30-minute, 5-minute. Now that makes me feel a little bit better, right? But because you popped out with empty space, but this is still something, right? You don't have confirmation. You don't have confirmation. So it's either A, Bitcoin dumps overnight and you're trading off of that, or B, you're waiting for confirmation and looking at this possibly tomorrow. One of your best friends here could be a gap up, right? Gap up to 236, go fill your gap, set you up for a potential dump. All right. Got you. Yeah. Smarter at persuasion. Yeah. I mean, I think the smart people aren't, using dumb shit to reel people in. But so, I mean, I'm not in a parking garage right now with a fucking rental, holding a fucking money spread. I mean, if you guys need me to do a money spread, I'll do a money spread if that's what you need for confirmation. But like, I've done a money spread at the house by myself. I've already done money spreads. You think I didn't make this fucking money and not fucking throw? I've thrown money all over my room, all over my bed. Hell yeah! I remember the first time I pulled. I pulled 15 bands in cash out of my fucking account. This was years ago, and I chucked it in the bedroom. What? Your Saja Boy shirt? You love it? I cannot show them right now. I love you. I have two cameras. Yep. Coco, out, baby. Love you. Because it's fine. Shut the door, baby. Also, shout out to Neil. Uh, I don't have the cash right now, but I can do a Zen spread. Got all these foreign Zens, dude. If anybody's out there, look at this shit. Zens for days. There's more. There's so many, actually. Zentopia, dude. Not gonna lie, that sour ruby is ass, though. I want to try that one. What? Bro, of course, us younger guys say do a money spread. I know, right? Every single one of you guys said do a money spread. I mean, I get it. How can you trust somebody who's not willing to do a fucking money spread? All right. All right, tried that one. The fuck is Dark Frost? Salty. All right, let's see here. Anything else? What else are we looking at? Yeah, I already looked at that one. Coin. I switched from Zen to Grizzly. I actually only usually do 12 milligrams Grizzlies, but I ain't gonna reject some foreign Zins. All right. You said Neo. Yeah, I have Neo. Oh, damn. Yeah, Neo is going up. So tomorrow's price target, if we move, is in here, and that's where I think 557 is going to act as a potential wall. We'll see what happens when we get there. I listen, this is pure momentum. We got to keep whatever it's pushing this, got to keep going. So, all right. If you're on TikTok, I'm about to I got to use my phone here in just a second, so if you guys want to hop over to YouTube. All right, there you go. One, do a little scan here. ALK. ALK is starting to lose a little bit, but not enough. We got to lose 50. Nothing there. That I haven't got anything yet. Yeah. Let's see. Powder I'm dead, man. I had a week of 300% trades every day, and I think, hey, let me just do the same thing. Nasan, I flipped that account down to $50. How fast did you do it? Let me ask you that because I feel like I know exactly what happened. When you tell me that, it almost instantly I get like PTSD because I know it took you 2 weeks. Now, how long did you rip for? You said a solid week, right? Okay. How long does the market usually move, right? How many days? How many days did we just count on? And this is not exclusive to one stock, right? Or to like just the ETFs. 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like a week to me. Let's look at SPY. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Let's look at IWM. 1, 2, 3, side trash. So and that's actually typical. If you go look at like the bigger expansion candles on IWM, they go by twos. You usually get one or two. Look, bam, 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 bam. So a simple acknowledgement, okay? And I'm gonna tell you this right now: when you have a fire week and shit's hot, step back, let it cool down. Listen, I'm telling you this from like traumatizing $80,000 loss experience. When you have those weeks, you caught a wave. And now you either you either move on to something else, reset yourself, plant your feet on another setup, or you sit and you wait. And it is not easy to just do that, right? You might need to put reminders in front of yourself. But I know that this has probably happened to a lot of you. You can't do this right now. Nope. Um, I know this has probably happened to a lot of you where you see your account go up and up and up. That is you trying to repeat the same thing when the opportunity is no longer there. Okay. Yes, you could have traded today, but why do we want to trade these ass days, right? These days when we can catch the trades that let us hold on to our trades and we can measure when that likely is going to occur. So if you saw your account go up for a week and the next 2 weeks you bled it dry, that tells me you're either trying to tap the same couple stocks or the same sector, and those setups were no longer there. Now, one thing that could be useful is actually going and looking. And you probably, if you don't have a trading journal, I would go back and I would actually look at every single trade that you did from the peak to to your last $50. I would go and look at stop. I would go in and write it down and go look at the chart, mark it out, the time in which you got in and the time in which you got out, and ask yourself, was there a higher time frame setup? Did we just come off of an extended run? I said this on Friday, I said this on Sunday. And yes, I know that every time I say the market could go sideways, I have some jackass who always, will be like, well, I caught a trade today, or that's awesome. I'm glad you did. And there is opportunities to day trade. But what I'm trying to show people is that it is hardest to trade in range. That is when it is the toughest. And you don't have to listen, there's no like fucking like award you get for like trading in range. You don't get a shiny medal. Mommy doesn't kiss you on both cheeks, just one. You don't get anything special out of that other than if you're good at it, you're able to take advantage and make money out of it. So I still to this day still try to take trades that are coming out of those difficult ranges, not the ones that are just now ending. If it's already dumped, count me out. If it's already ripped, I already missed it. Did I always believe that? Hell no, right? I've convinced myself through terrible experience and repetition via mantra that that's not what I do. That's not where I trade. Once and again, I said this on Friday and Saturday or Friday and Sunday. We just got our wave. Big wave up, big wave down. So, John, yes. So, I mean, my thing is if you have done that, if you had a killer week and you just blew your account down, step back. What you're going to want to do is probably remake that money back, and you're end up fucking putting yourself into a blender. And what ends up happening is you end up traumatizing yourself, which you probably already have done a little bit. So now you have to take a step back, kind of give yourself time to reset. It could be a day, it could be the weekend. Ooh. But I mean, that's my opinion. So is it realistic to be a full-time trader, no other income? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You need to know, I mean, the journey to like people think that you just start making money. Like you do have to have this is what makes I mean shit, buying a house, buying a car, all of those things become way harder. Because you have to show, right, that you either or you have to put down massive, fat down payments. So having enough capital to pay your bills, right, and not be like dead. So when you first start out, if you do hit that level where you're starting to make money, you want to stack. And that's one of the first mistakes that I made is I would make money and then spend it all. I would just fucking go crazy. Because it was the most money I'd ever seen in my life. I thought, if you had 30,000 or 38,000 in your bank account, that just stays like that forever. It doesn't matter how much. Mm-hmm. And then you realize how little money that is. You also realize how much you sacrifice living at that level of life that you're living at. Like you don't have insurance, or you don't have, you live in a small apartment, so you want a bigger house, and now you got more bills, and then well now I got to make more money. Like it's something that you like you start funneling your money into safer places, in the same things that people recommend that dividend stocks. Like I put my money into dividend stocks so that way I already have built up a enough income or revenue off of those dividends to pay my bills. So that way anything that I make trading is extra. But yes, it is. It is absolutely possible. I think if you are starting out and you don't have a job or you don't have anything going that is giving you money, you're going to stress, even if you have a lump sum of cash and no job, that is a lot of pressure. And so I always tell people like you shouldn't jump the gun immediately. I mean, there's a lot of people in here who are successful that still go to their jobs. Either they have like a pension or that shit that's worth staying for. But I mean, I don't think that. Here's also what I to that first question. The concept of being a full-time day trader is like a fucking myth. Like, is that really freedom? Sitting in front of your computer from the crack of dawn to the end of the day, staring and watching, and then you're on futures or crypto. That's not like that. We're supposed to be trading so that we have some sort of freedom. And if you don't adjust the cost of living immediately to what you're making, you can do that 100%. But um, building up the capital to make that leap from job to just doing this is the number one priority. Got to be done. Well, I'm looking. No more request. Is it not too late for Celsius? I think that you could probably take it tomorrow. I mean, personally, I think we're looking for a pullback retest on it. What's that? No. Negative Ghost Rider. You got to take out a contract on that one. I've been day trading for almost 2 years. In the past couple months, I've been break even, better than losing money. Feel like I'm making progress. I mean, that's good. Yeah, that is progress. Obviously, the goal now is to make money. My thing is, and I don't want to be mega ega super duper rich. I'm not a Lambo guy, so I think that takes a lot of the like external, like I don't want to, when I make chunks of cash, that is what I'm after. I'm after large leaps forward in my account, and that's how I mean, this year has been insane. But I like to look for those bigger moves so that I don't day trading every single day. I mean, that shit had me losing my hair. I mean, it is stressful. Um, it doesn't feel like freedom. If it is every single day, like you're just showing up, it feels almost like you're blinded. Like there's no like, oh, this is just an instrument that I use via, okay, this is my setup. I see my setup. I take my setup. I get my bag. Obviously, if that works, and then I back off. I look again and wait for that opportunity to come to me. But I've seen a lot of your videos, and I have been trading for years, but I don't get your strat. You can go. Have you gone to my YouTube channel and watched those videos? I have a whole educational playlist. My strategy and concept is extremely simple. I mean, um, the punchback is simple. It's not easy for everybody. When I explain that to people and then they go and try and chart it, one of the biggest mistakes and silliest mistakes that's made is they don't have the 24-hour. That's it. They just don't have the 24-hour up, and they don't have extended hours, so they don't see what we see. All right. Yeah, man, it sucks, especially because I'd like to show that I'm learning. Just because you lose money doesn't mean you're not learning. What do you think you learned money, or what do you learn from? You just learned. That was clearly a lesson that you had in front of you, regardless, right? So it's up to you now. Did you learn? Don't repeat it again. That'll prove to you that you learned, and that won't, it's your job to make sure that is not a hurdle going into the future. And if you know what to do, right? So if you have 4 days of amazing price action, everything hits, back off. Don't be like everybody else. Back off. If you're not there yet, you don't have capital, you're not pulling money out of your account, back off. Everybody gets sucked into the market. The goal is everybody gets sucked into the market. The goal is to be able to hover above it. Only get sucked in when you need to. Pause. But mainly just TikTok, but I'll go through the YouTube playlist. If you're going through TikTok, I've not done a lot of educational videos on TikTok, I have to admit. So I mean that would make sense, but my YouTube is chock full of it. Probably should make more educational videos, but what the fuck? What? PebG? Oh, PepGin. So you made an extended effort to stay above. That makes me think that you're A, either building, or B, about to head up and hit this third high here inside of that pretty clean channel. So my goal, or the goal here, I think would be to get through that tiny little fucker right there at 630. If you can get up and over that 650 mark, then you do have more empty space up into the 850s. So
How do I feel about Cityspace?
The fuck is that? Oh, Sea-Doo? Let's see. Eventually this it looks like it's going to be building for it does have empty space back up for a squeeze of it. What the fuck? A squeeze eventually. It did wake off of that. So I mean, for a penny stock, it's actually or whatever the fuck this is, not a bad. It's in the $2 range. And again, if you want to go to YouTube, you can actually see my screen. I think you're hourly because of how fast this is moving. That is where it is the clearest. You can see that it is 270, the 270 floor and 289 50% mark. That's going to be the main focus right now, but you are not above that. This is your space to build, right? That's what you stay above. That's 244. And that was your target to the upside and slash trigger. So I'm out of AVGO now. Now, what's happening, guys? What is happening right now? Even if you got out, awesome, right? If you got out and your stop loss got hit and you did your job, good. But what is happening right now? What is AVGO? It's falling fast. So what does that mean for the future? That there is likely well, that's not promised, right? We're not promised any sort of yes at the floor at 347, but when it does find a floor, so if it does bounce here, right, we would look right here, bam, and if it recovers that 348.15, you go right back up, and now you have a gap to go fill and empty space that's not going to stop you. So this is, again, it's so for new people, it's counterintuitive. They see red, they get scared, they sell, or they go short, and then right before it hits, it's falling really, really quickly, and it finds itself a floor almost immediately. So Diamond is talking too much shit. Listen, tell him I'll shave my head. Tell him this right now. Just copy and paste the words, but tell him I'll shave my head, polish the top of my head until it's shiny, and then me and him can like sheep do, like just ram our just. I'm not going to say it out loud because they're going to clip me. I'm not stupid. Like dinosaurs, go at it like a bighorn sheep. I don't know. He might win. He might win. He's got the noggin on him, dude. Now that right there just eliminated that possibility. Now it's over. But if this can reverse fast enough, maybe AVGO, but you can take it outside of 350. This is just a retest right here. All right. Yeah. Yeah, well now you know, right? Now you know that it is above 350 that you go long. So regardless of what this candle does, right? If it just goes up and look at it retesting, you ripped up too fast. So now you're going to need to find something to build off of. All right. TikTok. You guys can go to YouTube. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Maybe tonight. I might hop on later, but peace out. Uh on AVGO, the target would be directly up above you in this yeah, gap fill 351, 350.87. That would be to the upside. Yeah, you got it. See you tomorrow, dude. No guarantees, dude. My kids haven't been to school though. We got some goofy ass virus going around right now. Try to stay out the way. I think everybody's first goal is to just start making money. Start pulling money out of your account. If you can start building your capital, which is the second goal, then you can start looking at taking the leap. You know, If you somehow in the first couple months of the year surpass your yearly wage, okay, don't quit. Like not yet. Do it again. I know that sounds counterintuitive, but like you don't you don't want to take that safety net away until you know that you got enough. If you could go and map it all out, and again, I learned from experience on this too. Listen, there was a time, I think shortly after COVID, that I had made a bag, and I'm telling you that I might as well just lost it in the stock market, but like I just spent entirely too much money. I had fucking packages coming, every single day. I was just buying everything that I wanted to buy for the last 5 years. Impulsive, yes. Do I regret it? 100%. I don't even remember what the fuck I bought. I think I a couple of things, but um, you make all that money, and then at the end of the month or within 3 weeks, you're like, well, fuck, now I got $1,000 in my account. Like, what do I do now? You know what I mean? So it's like you got to map all that stuff out. It doesn't just like imagine that, right? You make that money, but then you step back to the plate and then you lose it. You lose what you have in your account. It's like that's not good. You got to be good with money on the outside and the inside. And if that's discouraging to you, then what the fuck? I have a couple of gigs outside of this. Yeah. I have a few businesses that I've been trying to time it, but a few businesses that I'm planning on starting. One I'm already in the process, but I was thinking about gas stations, but I don't know if I want to do gas stations now. What about a Zen drive-through? Like they do coffee shops. What if it's just nicotine? That's a good point, right? Or I mean, a good idea, right? You seem grounded. I got kid. You know what though? I'm really glad. I am extremely glad that I did this after I turned 20. Like that things started working out for me as I got closer to 30, because I think about me with this money at 19 or 25 or 24, 23, and I think fuck. That probably would have been good. But have two kids and your perspective changes regardless. So when then you start making money, it's like, oh, so the priorities. All right, it is 1 minute. You got 1 minute left. Let's see anything change on the cues. Cues going back down. Let's look at the 15-minute. Oof. Oof. Sellers. Oof. You could speculate. I don't know if I like cues more than I like spy, but spy hasn't really given up as much ground. That one still needs to lose this floor right here. You can watch it as you get into after hours and take it later. Um Man, I tell you what though, when that thing pops off the top, whenever, if ever, it pops off that top 688.50, that'll be such a solid trade. Bam bam. Easy peasy. All right. Um I'll see you guys in the morning. Be live on YouTube and TikTok. And Discord 8:30. What is it? Tuesday, Wednesday? Is it Wednesday that we have off? Hold on. No, it's Thursday. Remember, we do not have market open on Thursday. But otherwise, I'll see you guys in the morning. Okay, take care. Peace.